What's going on? I'm going to try to tackle this introductory to pipe smoking video I mentioned in my last video, tending the C-Max. You can see behind me, I just loaded that up with coal for the night. You can see that's starting to get going. So, yeah, I want to do this introductory to pipe smoking. And it's going to be from my perspective. You know, everybody has their own opinion and whatever. But, so here's my thing. You don't need to spend a whole lot of money to try pipe smoking and see if you like it. I will say I looked up some of these tin tobaccos that I have here, and I'm going to show you all. They're getting a little pricey, man. They're like 13 bucks a piece. I don't even know if any of these say what I paid for them. But I don't remember little tins being 13 bucks a piece when I bought them. Anyway, so the best thing I can say, you want to smoke a pipe, you don't even know where to start. Get yourself a corncob pipe. It's the cheapest route you can go. You can pick up a Missouri Meerschaum corncob pipe for between like 10 and 20 bucks. You know, some of their higher end ones are getting a little bit pricey too, as with everything is anymore. I know prices are through the roof. But yeah, pretty much a corncob pipe. One of these pipe tools is very handy to have. It's got the tamper, the poker, and the scraper scrapes, you know, the ash out, and eventually the walls will build up. So you need a pipe, some pipe tobacco, a pipe tool, and some kind of lighter. I'm not using anything fancy. I got a gas station lighter here, you know. This doesn't need to be fancy or expensive. You know, it can be as fancy and expensive as you want to make it. As with anything, if you want to treat this as a habit or a hobby, is up to you. I know a guy who used to work at a hot rod shop, and this guy smoked pipe all day long. I've never seen him without a pipe, I don't think. And he smoked EA Carry Classic Black morning, noon, and night. That's all that guy smokes. That's it. And I don't blame him. That's a really good blend, and I thank him for introducing me to EA Carry. But yeah, this doesn't have to be anything crazy. So, you know, so you got a pipe, you got some pipe tobacco. Now what do you do, right? So, I have tobacco that's in jars. That's what I'm smoking here today. This is Casey Jones' Last Ride. You can see I marked that as an aromatic. I jarred this up back in 2017. They still sell it. I just looked it up, and we'll get into that in a second. But, so, you don't even need a fancy pipe, tobacco mat or nothing. You know, I used a sheet of printer paper. I folded in half, dumped my tobacco out of the jar, filled up my pipe, and then just folded it and put it back in the jar. You know, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. So how do you pack the pipe up? You know, that's a good question. That's a good place to really start. So they say the 3-pinch method, you want to start off light, medium, and then firm. Well, that's not real life terminology, I'll say. What I will tell you is you probably want to pack it a lot tighter than you think. If you pack it up and you draw on the pipe and you can't pull any air through whatsoever, dump it out and start over. It's a good idea when you first pack the pipe to check the draw on it and see where it's at before you light it up. If it's too firm, then you can just dump it out and start over and go from there. Too light, you can work with that too. You can always tamp it down further. And you don't need to fill a pipe to the top either. You can go halfway or whatever it is that you're looking for. So there's really no rules. So I have this packed up. I packed this up pretty good, and I'm telling you, I mean, I don't think I can shove that down any further. I mean, it's pretty firm, but this is also a pretty good sized bowl. So you can see, I definitely have a good draw. It's not too firm. Like I said, I mean, I shoved that thing in there as hard as I could. So now you lit it, it's starting to go out a little bit. You know, we'll tamp it back down here. This is where this pipe tamper comes in. If you don't have a pipe tamper, you can use a bolt. I've done that out in the garage. A Sharpie marker. Whatever you can get that's kind of the size of the hole that you can pack it down with there. So yeah, this is Casey Jones' Last Ride that I'm smoking. Let me pull that up here. I got some info on that. Casey Jones' Last Ride. I'll put a picture up here somewhere in the video. It's sold in a pouch. It's Black Cavendish, Burley, and Virginia. It is an aromatic blend. The description says Casey Jones' Last Ride is a cherry blend done right. This is one sweet and zesty blend that won't bite or get hot and has a smooth dark cherry note with deep vanilla that you can taste as well as smell. Made of premium Green River Burley based Black Cavendish, Burley in Virginia, Casey Jones' Last Ride is as easy on the tongue as it is on the wallet, which is true. It's only $6.59 for an 1.5 ounce pouch. Where was I? If you've never been able to get the cherry flavor you're looking for without tongue bite, this is one ride you just have to take. So I will say that certain blends, especially a cherry, they'll rip up your tongue, man. So I see this is going to keep going out. I'm going to have to babysit it a little bit. But yeah, so that's usually how I choose a pipe tobacco. Honestly, I'll look at it. You know, there's a train on the pouch. There's Casey Jones. I'm like, all right, I'm in. You know, so here's another part to it. Who is Casey Jones? So Casey Jones was an American railroader who was killed when his train hit a passenger train that was stopped on the tracks. He died back in 1900 at the age of 36. You know, pretty sad. He is famous, and I did know the name before I even saw the pipe tobacco, but I do have interest in historical things such as railroading and obviously coal mining, things of that nature. The industrialization of America, pretty much anything industry, steel mills, any type of mining, gold mining, coal mining, copper mining, zinc mining. You know, they do copper mining out in the West. Pretty cool. But, you know, coal mining is in my heart. So, yeah, I'm not going to go too crazy into the information here on Casey Jones, but, you know, that's how I always did my pipe tobacco. You know, I sit there online and read about it, and, you know, okay, well, this sounds like something I might enjoy. Or maybe by the name, like, oh, well, that's cool, you know, I'll try that. Or sometimes I go to a tobacconist and, you know, I'll ask them, hey, what's in this blend? Is it aromatic? Is it English? You know, what is it? I don't know if I grabbed it. No, I have one from a local tobacconist here. It's called Dr. O. And the guy told me, he said, well, we had this doctor coming in here every week and buying tobacco, and he started making his own blend, brought it to us and said, hey, can you blend this up for me? So they made him his own blend and sell it, which is pretty cool. So I did grab a couple of tins of tobacco here. Like I said, you know, there's at base there's aromatic and there's English, and what that means is aromatic is more of a sweet pipe tobacco. English is more dry. Like Burley's, there's a lot of, well, there's not always Burley in English. There's also Burley, which is like a cigarette tobacco, but there's also some pipe blends that use cigar leaf, which I didn't grab any of those, I don't think. But yeah, like I said, you know, here it was just Christmas, so here's one from Cornell and Deal. It's called Golden Days of Yore. Well, you know, I bought that because it's a Christmas blend. Gotta have a Christmas blend. Who makes this? Warped Scarecrow. You know, again, I bought that. Well, that's Halloween themed. You know, you gotta have Halloween tobacco. Again, with the train stuff, Cornell and Deal, engine 611. This says on the back here, let me read this. Commemorating the last of Norfolk and Western Railway's J-class steam locomotives, this blend of Black Cavendish, Virginia's, and Burley's, sweetened with a hint of vanilla, will have you firing on all cylinders, full steam ahead. Well, I'm sold on that, you know what I'm saying? Here's another one, a good another blend from Cornell and Deal. Canal Boat. It looks like the canal boats where I used to live up in Walnut. We were a canal town. My house was actually built there. The house I grew up in was actually built from old canal boats. They took the boats apart and started building houses with them. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, you can get, you know, these little round tins. You can get these. You can get, there's other types of tin tobacco. This is Peterson Early Morning Pipe. This is a light English blend. I do enjoy that. I haven't smoked that for a long time. And they also make Peterson Nightcap, which is a heavier English blend. It's a little heavier on the Latakia, a little spicier. What else do we got going here? You know, again, this is something I probably bought because of the name. This is something I bought in bulk. Sutliff Great Outdoors. That's a good smoke. What else? What else? We got Peterson Sunset Breeze. Again, I just grabbed a couple of things out of my collection here just to give you guys a little bit of variety. I believe that they sell most of this yet. Orlick Dark Strong Kentucky. I haven't opened that. A lot of these tins actually I haven't even opened. So that's what I'm saying. You know, do you want to just smoke a pipe for the sake of smoking a pipe and go to the store and just buy, you know, any old pipe tobacco and just smoke it? You know, you can do that. You can collect all this like I have. I have way too much pipe tobacco, probably more than I'll ever smoke in my lifetime. But, you know, I got it really hardcore into it there for a while. I was just buying stuff up like crazy. Here's another one. This is Mac Baron Virginia Flake. I thought it said Vanilla Flake, and that's probably why I bought it. But then, you know, then you get into the high class stuff. This, if you can find this stuff, Esoterica. I have a couple of tins of Esoterica here in stock somewhere. I found this one, but you know, that's high class stuff. It's good. It's English. I don't even know what kind of prices they're going for anymore. This is from 2019. I paid $16 for this tin. I would bet it's way more than that. Looks like I got that at John B. Hayes down in Virginia they're at. So John B. Hayes, yeah, check them out. I believe they're somewhere around Winchester. But yeah, so like I said, there's really no, you can make the experience what you want. You know, what do you want to get out of smoking your pipe? Like I said, you want to work out in the garage and just have a pipe hanging out your mouth while you're rebuilding carburetors, or, you know, while you're tending your coal stove, or you want to sit down and read about it and get involved, or, you know, whatever. Like I said, sit here, read the descriptions and what's in the blend and do your research. And find videos online about it, the taste, the smell, the whatever. I don't know. I put tobacco in a pipe and I smoke it and go, well, this is bad, or this is good. You know, I like this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all that I have to say about figuring out how to smoke a pipe. Buy a corn cob, get a pipe tool, some tobacco, and something to spark it up with, whether that's a lighter or matches, and go to town. That's about it. But yeah. So how's everybody making out with the snow? Did y'all get snow where you're at? Here in Eastern Pennsylvania, we got hammered. We got, I don't know, somewhere around 15 inches or so. It was just coming down all yesterday. I think it finally wrapped up at about midnight. I cleaned up around 6 o'clock last night, got everything taken care of, and there's only maybe another inch or two out there, so I'm not too worried about it, especially we're supposed to be getting more of this crap Thursday and next weekend also. So, you know, it's that time of season. We're just going to get hammered now from now until spring. We haven't had a winter like this in a long time, and we're due, you know. I don't really mind the snow. It is what it is. It's cold, and it snows here, you know. What are you going to do? But, yeah, so like I said, that's my introductory to pipe smoking video, and yeah, just enjoy it. That's what it's all about, you know. Enjoy your experience, make it what you want it to be. But yeah, you know, I was talking to one of my buddies, and yeah, he said like nobody even helped them with their snow, and you know, I got a guy lives close to me, or right behind me rather. He's got a big Kubota tractor. Guy only ever does his driveway. You know, as a matter of fact, he was over the other night when I was working on my snowblower, and he goes, "Oh, you know, do you think you're going to need it?" I said, yeah, I think so. I think we're going to need it this time. And, you know, we bullshitted a little bit, and then he went to leave, and he goes, "Well, good luck with your snowstorm." Yeah, the guy's a transplant from New York State, so I would expect none less than for me to be on my own, which I don't ask nobody for help either, and even when people offer, I don't like to take it. You know, my next door neighbor was over with a shovel. "What do you want me to shovel? What do you want me to shovel?" I said, "I want you to go over there and shovel your side. Don't worry about mine. I'll take care of it," you know. That's how I am. But, you know, man, it got me thinking today, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, we lost, or we're losing the old America. You know, it's like every man for themselves anymore. Nobody wants to help you. You know, years ago, you used to be a broke down tractor trailer on the side of the road. There'd be 5 other trucks pulled over helping the guy. Not no more. Nobody cares. You know, you got a guy in the road with a car with a flat tire. Nobody stops to help. You know, it's sad. I try to help people when I can. You know, if I see a guy, a bike broke down, I'll pull over. "Hey, you all right?" You know, whatever. You need something? I got some tools. You know, need a phone, whatever. But I don't know. I don't like what we're living in anymore. I miss the old America. You know, 2020 killed it. 2020 killed America, killed everything. You know, I think really honestly, way back in 2000, 26 years ago, we started losing our way of life. And man, if we don't do something soon, if we don't start helping each other, being good to each other, asking each other if you need help, and just being good to other people, we're gonna lose it all. It's getting bad. You know, we're working our butts off, and we're not getting nowhere, you know. So I was talking to River Rat last night, actually. We were talking about coal mining and the mining towns, and I said, you know, people don't realize this. People immigrated from other countries, whether that be Germany, England, Ireland, wherever, came over here because they thought that they were going to give themselves and their family a better life, and they took a coal mining job, and what they didn't realize is that the mine owned you. Sure, the mine put you up in company housing, gave you a job and paid you money, but that money was only good to be spent at their store to pay your rent. You couldn't take your paycheck and go to the next town over and go to the grocery store or buy a pair of shoes because they wouldn't honor the money. It was no good to them. So that's something that people don't know. These little mining towns were basically a slavery camp, you know, unfortunately. And then there was really no way out. How do you can't move anywhere. Where are you going to go? You have no money. You know, so you worked in the mine, you lived in the company housing, and you bought supplies at the company store. And that's how it was. You know, it was slavery, and I hate to say it, but look at your paycheck. We're slaves now. Look at all the money that you make that you don't get to have, you know? And then they give you a little carrot in front of you when they give you your tax return. Like, yeah, okay, here's your $1,000, but we kept 10,000 of it. You know, like, really? What are we doing here? You know, it's like, I'm starting to think, like, what can I do to make just do cash jobs on the side? Like, I'm sick of this. You know, I'm sick of living in this modern world. You know, all I want is a little cabin in the woods, a coal stove, and like a 10-car pole building, put a bunch of bikes and pickup trucks and stuff in, you know? But, yeah, I don't know, it's crazy, you know, but, you know, be good to your neighbor. Be good to your friends, your family. Try to help people out, especially strangers, you know? That's what it's all about. Like I said, 2026, I'm trying to get back to the old school way of life. I'm cleaning a bunch of stuff out of my house. Just crap I don't need anymore. I'm tired of having so much stuff, so much responsibility. I may possibly end up downsizing. We'll see. I don't know. I thought you could still buy a cabin in West Virginia cheap, but you know, for 50 grand or something. And boy, was I wrong. But you know, last time I was down there, which was July of 2025, I took the bike down just for a day trip. Man, I can't tell you how many New York and New Jersey freaking cars I saw driving around down there. It's like, man, you guys are moving down here and jacking the prices up down here now. So I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. But, you know, it would be nice if we could all find somewhere. We could all be a nice, close-knit community again. You know, like to have the hollers down there in West Virginia where everybody's close and whatever. But it's like, hey, if we can get a group of people together that all want to be good and neighborly, let's find some places to live, because I'm tired of this push and shove world, man. I'm telling you, I'm over it. But yeah, before I keep on rambling, I definitely hope that this video helped you guys as far as pipe smoking. And again, like I said, you got any questions or comments, leave them here. Or hit me up on Facebook. You can find my coal burners 2.0, coal stoves, anthracite heritage, all things coal. You can join the group, you can message me there, you know, whatever. But yeah, pipe smoking, it doesn't have to be complicated, just like coal. It doesn't have to be complicated once you know what you're doing. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. God bless.